The Golden Tarot. Card of the day. I will shuffle 7 times. It's just an arbitrary number. 7. Why not? Uno. Dos. Tres. Cuatro. 5. 6. 7. 8 of Swords. Ooh, that's no good. Okay, just a sec. No bueno. 8 of Swords. I mean, you can just look at that shit and know that's bad. Where are my glasses? Okay. So yeah, this woman is bound and she's blindfolded and she has 4 swords. I can't count. She has 5 swords stuck in the snow behind her, 3 swords stuck in the snow in front of her. It's got all those snowy mountains there in the background, and that just doesn't look like a good time to me. Doesn't look like a good time. Swords are the air trinity: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So what does it mean? I'm applying this to my own life. In a sense, I've been stuck in stasis for quite some time. I've been pretty much housebound. I rarely leave the house. I've just started going back to Planet Fitness. I do buy groceries. I'm looking for a work from home job, but that's all surface. Go deep into the interior. I've been working on myself for a while, spiritually, psychologically, going through workbooks, doing meditation, eating healthy, and all of that, trying to rearrange stuff and create a more optimal life for myself. I am an intensely sexual, sensual, romantic person. I've always defined myself by the men in my life. You know, I've just been a garden variety codependent all my life. I have 3 exes from 2016 alone. 2017, I didn't have any sex. I don't anticipate having any sex in 2018 because the whole quality, not quantity thing. I'm saving myself for someone that I can really exchange energy with. I've gone on about this in various videos. The astrology stuff, how my chart is very complicated because there's stuff all over. There's not a concentration. I don't have a stellium in any one sign. I have Sun and Venus in Aquarius, but they're not conjunct. My Sun is at 29 degrees, the anaretic degree of Aquarius. The Venus is 16 degrees. The Venus makes several aspects. The Sun only aspects my MCIC axis, which is at 29 Scorpio Taurus. And it does trine, not very tightly. It trines Uranus at 22 degrees Libra in the second. So my Sun and Venus are both in the 6th house, the house of Virgo. I have Virgo rising and a Virgo moon. I have Mercury in Pisces. That's my 7th house. So what I've narrowed it down to is that for my optimal life partner, I need to be with a man whose Mercury tightly aspects mine. Ideally, I would be with someone whose Mercury is at 14 degrees Pisces like mine, or maybe 14 or 15 degrees Scorpio or Cancer. So there's flow. What I've always wanted with a man and I've never found is mental telepathy, um, where we send each other messages, and it's deep, and it's deeply embedded in the subconscious, and we communicate in dreams and so forth. I've never experienced that, and I would like to, and I think that there has to be Mercury and Neptune for that. And my Neptune is at 7 degrees Sagittarius in the 4th. So that's a water planet in a fire sign, Sagittarius, but in a water house. 4th house is the house of Cancer, the moon. And my Neptune tightly squares my moon at 6 degrees Virgo. So I have to have that Neptune Mercury thing with the man, and I have to have the moon. Our moons have to tightly aspect. My moon is at 6 degrees Virgo. Um, a man could have his moon at 5, 6, 7 degrees Pisces, or Cancer, or Scorpio. I think ideally. The sun is neither here nor there, but I do like cardinal energy in a man rather than mutable, because I've got plenty of mutable in my chart. I need a man who has cardinal, which is why I was so hung up on the Capricorn for a long time. So 8 of Swords, it just speaks to me. I felt powerless for a while. I don't really feel powerless anymore. I feel my power, but it's in the infantile stage. I'm growing my power. The power to just go out there and create the kind of life that I want. I put a lot of stuff out there. I don't have income coming in, and I need income coming in. So I am materially dissatisfied. I'm spiritually dissatisfied. I'm sexually dissatisfied. But I'm not going to just enter into a relationship for the sake of sex. It has to hit all points. It has to be spiritual, and it has to be erotic. There's plenty of sex out there that's not erotic. I'm very sensual, and I have to be sensually, erotically fed. It has to be a mental thing. It has to be a spiritual thing to be any good. So I'm not looking for a quick piece. Not looking for some instant gratification dick. So I'm kind of in a painful place. I'm in a place of growth, and growth is always painful. Going from one extreme to another. I was promiscuous for a while. Um, like I said, I have 3 exes from 2016. So to go from that to living a mostly hermetic existence, I'm focused on myself, I'm focused on my son and all things domestic. But there is a lot of wildness in me, and I want to travel, and I want to experience the best that this world has to offer. Um, so I'm kind of stuck on this snowy mountain, and I don't know where I am, where I'm going. I just feel the cold to my marrow, and it doesn't feel good. I'm essentially deprived. So what does the book say on 8 of Swords? Nail that shit down. 8 of Swords. A woman stands in a harsh, icy landscape. She is blindfolded and bound, although so loosely that she could break free if she struggled. 8 swords are impaled in the ice, and a stream flows swiftly past her, meaning bondage, disillusion and loss of hope, a time of difficulty. Indecision could make matters worse. Troubles ahead, illness or misfortune. Well, that certainly sucks. So what will I do? I will be proactive. I am learning how to play my pink electric guitar. I'm doing the work, meditating, I'm eating well, I'm exercising, I'm visualizing. I am visualizing the kind of love that I want to manifest in my life. A favorite song of mine is Mariah Carey's Vision of Love. I've always loved that song, and I've always idealized love. I've always had an idea in my head of how I want it to be with a man. Ideally, optimally. And I've had some good times. I've experienced beautiful love, good sex with a few men. I've been disappointed a lot lately, but I'm keeping the faith and I'm doing the work. So I'm not in despair. Most of the cards that I've been drawing lately have been really good. That's just a bad one. Uh, Before Valentine's Day, yeah, the beginning of February, I was on a high for 3 days in a row. Couldn't explain it. I just felt really fucking good for 3 days in a row. And so I'm working on feeling good most of the time. It's just an interior thing. Whatever's going on in the exterior, outside in the world, whatever's going on. Immaterial, trying to create the good stuff. Within myself, I mean, you can find bliss in prison. You can find bliss on a psych ward, or you've been diagnosed with cancer. You know, you're on your deathbed. You can find bliss. So that's a lie that's perpetuated in America, that you have to have everything going a certain way to be happy. And many people have things and they're still not happy. They have the McMansion, they have the Dodge Ram pickup truck or the BMW, they have the Disney World vacation, and they're still miserable. So I think there's gold and there's value in finding happiness when your life is far from optimal. So that's what I'm working on. Muchas gracias for watching, liking, subscribing, sharing. Happiness.